What's up, everybody, and welcome to Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
Hey, y'all, I'm his wife, Deirdra.
And we something like ordinary couples.
With extraordinary purpose. Greetings, salutations, accolades, and many blessings. Good to see y'all. Hey, baby.
Hey.
So, y'all figured out who the colorful one is for today? It's not me today. It's her. Yep, repeat that. Repeat that. Repeat that.
Took me off guard with that. They took me off guard with that. Finna have me finna say something I ain't got no business to say.
Exactly.
Boy.
Mr. Mobley is feeling colorful today. He told me I needed to get myself together.
I had a cup of caffeinated coffee this morning.
Oh, is that the culprit? And he's been with the Lord, so coffee. Ooh. Jesus ain't caffeine. That makes for a colorful Johnny.
What rock this is? This ain't a mother rock, is it?
I hope you're imitating the mother.
What kind of rock that is, Jay?
It's not a Millie rock.
That ain't a mother rock. That's crazy man rock. It's amped up a little bit.
Need to be committed type situation.
How you doing this morning?
I'm well.
You a little chilly?
You always have it freezing. You have it Arctic in here. And then you look at me like I'm special.
It's on the same thing it was on last night.
Well, you must have put it down last night then, instead of waiting till the day.
Yesterday when you was on the couch sleeping, it's on the same thing.
Right. And you didn't have the fan on like you normally do. And so I actually got hot. That's why I came out of the covers. It's okay. It's your world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. And I'm just going to put this cover on when it's cold because I told you how it messes with my body and stuff. So but I'm gonna put it on. I'll adjust.
The paws be riding her every now and then, so she had to.
I'm just gonna put my business out there.
The pause.
That's what you're gonna do, Johnny? Mm-hmm. Make sure my phone down.
The pause. Get that pinch over there. All right.
I don't see it, but okay.
So we're gonna talk about couple goals today. Married couple goals.
Okay.
Do you have any goals for us?
Do I have any goals for us?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought we had some together, no?
Let me call them out. Let me see if I got the same.
What do you mean, sir? What do you mean?
I want to see if... Just call them out. Let me see. 1.
To love you unconditionally forever.
As Christ loved the church. 2.
As Christ loved the church. 2. To make myself available to you, body, mind, spirit, soul, body on top, as much as I possibly can, so we can come together in unison and we ain't procreating no more, but just come together in unison in the throes of passion.
Make you feel good. Okay, 3.
Give me some nature's ibuprofen. 3. That we continue to work together in unity as one, move as one. I follow you as you follow Christ, into, be what the Lord has called this marriage together for.
Mm-hmm. 4.
4, to continue to build on what we are building, stay focused on, of course, what our cause is. As our apostle lovingly laid it out yesterday and Sunday before last, but just stay true to the cause and continue building this legacy, not for us, but for our children and our children's children and our children's children's children and so on and so forth.
Okay, so you want to tell people what cause is because they probably don't know what you're talking about.
Just stay true to what we know that the Lord has called us to do. What he's placed inside of us. We are currently working in our dream. And so our dream is, I believe the cause is purpose. equivalent to purpose, what He's placed inside of us to do.
Okay.
And so, my just a side note, as I said, that I begin to think about when you used to try to have to encourage me to come with you to do your couples coaching, and I didn't want to come, but I did come, saying I was coming to support you, but I didn't want to be necessarily involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so little did I know that pull would now lead to what we're doing now. And so that's coaching couples, ones who are not married yet, ones who are married, and it's having difficulty navigating that. And so that's what I truly and firmly believe that our cause is. And because even on my most tired days, if we have an emergency session with somebody, or if we have taping that night or whatever, I find joy in doing this or meeting with that couple.
5. That's the last one.
You said 5 is the last one?
Yeah, because I wasn't planning. I didn't expect for you to take long with that right there.
Oh, okay. And so the 5th one is just live life to the fullest with you. As our brother Ross said, love lavishly, because we don't know how long we are or we have on the earth. And so that's what I want to do. I want to love lavishly, live lavishly, and enjoy life with you.
All right. I would. Well, that's we got the same goals. So, do your goals now are they the same as they was last, like when in the beginning?
No,
You remember what your goals was in the beginning?
I don't even really remember having none. Our goals that we used to set was, oh, we gonna get a microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when that was a humongous goal for us, and we got one, and we were so excited.
Cook everything in there,
Right.
even stuff that ain't supposed to go in there. We was inventing. Oh, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. So we're gonna discuss 5 relationship goals that couples should have. A lot of couples make materialistic type goals. So rather, like Deirdra said, we made a goal to get a microwave. We're gonna get a house. We're gonna get a brand new car. We're gonna get these things. But the older we got, the wiser we got. The older we got and the wiser we got, we actually begin to change our goals because it was almost like building a house from the outside in. So we had to strengthen the core part of what we was building. And then when you do that, it kind of creates and develop benefits from that you don't even recognize at times. So, we're gonna talk about the first one.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
So the first one is to love each other unconditionally. What are your thoughts?
You said to love each other unconditionally.
Yeah, that should be one of the top goals.
I think that's what I said, though. Did I not say that too?
I don't. You said a lot.
I know, but I did mention that, unconditionally love you. I believe that is the first one. I believe that in the beginning I didn't know how to do that, but once I learned that, and to be able to do that, I allow God to show me and to teach me, how to love you. And it gradually, down the years became that because, when you were in a marriage, you could easily pick and choose what you want to love about your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Um, you could pick and choose about, when the hard things come up, you know, you might not, you might want to stop loving them. And so, but because I have allowed God to um, show me, and because of his love for me and the love that, because of my relationship with him, I've learned how to love you unconditionally and extend, grace and all those things to you in our relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give y'all three things um, that can help you love your spouse unconditionally. One is always consider your partner's feelings. So this is an area where we like to use the word selfless. So doing something for Deidra doesn't necessarily have to make me happy, but it makes her happy. So the total focus on doing something for my wife to make her happy would be to actually know her. In the relationship, you have to know your partner good enough to make a decision on her behalf that will brighten her per day, brighten up, highlight something in her life or whatever the case is, but it enhances for that moment that you've been thinking about her. You heard something that she said in the past, whatever the case is, and you consider her feelings. Also, if something in a relationship bothers you, then to have a conversation with her is to be mindful of the words that you use in the conversation. Now, being said that, it's a maturity level that comes with us in a marriage, because when you're completely transparent and vulnerable, then I should be able to say, your partner should be able to say something to you, and it's a little bit raw, but you understand what they're saying. Not
Eat the
disrespectful,
meat, spit
not
the
out of
bones out.
love. Yeah, not disrespectful, nothing like that, not dishonorable, but to say something, and it's a real to get the point across of how you feel. They understand completely, and then you move on from there. Versus walking on eggshells, which most couples do. They'll walk on eggshells because I don't want to make. I remember you used to tell me that I didn't want to seem like this, or I didn't want to seem like. Well, let me take that back. It's never been a time I don't think you've been scared of me or nothing like that. But I know it was a time that you thought if you said something that I was gonna think that you was crazy or something like that. So that's not there no more. You're
Right.
completely transparent, and you are able to say the things you need to say to get to me for our relationship to grow, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So that's something that you have to do. But to consider your partner's feelings is for you to articulate with that. The best way I can explain that is because we are one and we work hard at our relationship. I'm always mindful of what I'm going to say to you, but I know how to say it to get the essence of what I'm trying to say and the clarity to you.
Right.
And because we're one and you know me, if I say something that's kind of firm, that it's not me coming at you or trying to down. Although it's according on where we at, where you at or where I'm at when you say something, rather you're a snap. I can say something and it'll be a little firm, and then she'll be like, Who you talking to? Or is that me? I know I
No,
done said.
sometimes I say that.
I know I done said a lot of times, like, who you talking to?
You say
But
that.
yeah. But anyway, but I get it,
But
understand.
I've said it, before.
But always considering your partner's feelings is big. One of the number one ways to stay connected to that is that y'all continue to grow as a couple in y'all relationship to a maturity that you can speak and articulate to your spouse and get your point across regardless of what it is. So the next one is, don't think you can change your partner. You want to speak on that?
I tried it and it failed. The only person that you can change is yourself.
That's it.
And when you go into or think for some odd reason that you can change your spouse, and you actively put on this, you get on this like this mission to the change my spouse. You get this whole take on this whole project of how to do it. You going 9 times out of 10, 9.999 times out of 10, okay, 10 times out of 10 you're going to fail, because that's when you're going to start to think that you need to fix them. And that attitude or posture is going to be met with your spouse putting the wall up, as far as that's concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned, because then what you're going to get is, because you're not dealing with somebody that's crazy, what you're going to get is, oh, so you trying to change me. You trying to make me do or treat me like a puppet to make me do what you want me to do. And that's going to be met with opposition.
Yeah.
Just like put your walls up and you opposed what I was trying to say or telling you to do or whatever, it just wasn't received well. So it wasn't until I, again, and I know y'all hear us say this a lot, I, read the book by Stonemill Martin, The Power of a Praying Wife, and it checked me on the fact that, I didn't have the power to change someone by making that a mission to, physically change, get them to physically change, mentally change, emotionally change. What it did was it focused it focused me on me. And as I begin to change, and as you begin to witness me changing, that, piqued an interest in you.
Yeah.
Like, what's she doing? What she got going? And so in other words, I was about it instead of trying to talk about it and trying to force whatever changes I wanted to see in, you, of course, for the better, but in our marriage. And so that I just took a different position on it.
Yeah.
And it was a catalyst for change for good for our marriage.
Yeah.
For us individually as well as our marriage.
And again, this is one of those things that you have to become one. Take what works for your relationship, regardless if it came from the man or the woman, but take what works and empowers you. So one of the things we free a lot of couples with is that because they have tools from what they saw and their upbringing and their environment, they bring that to the table.
Right.
And a lot of times, most of the time it don't even work. But what happens is you wind up debating with your spouse, trying to get them to see your way because of whatever reason. It worked, it didn't work. I think my way is better, however it is. But what we do is free couples up and let them know that, hey, you can create something brand new that has not been used, that you have not seen. So definitely, look at couples, get information, read books, read your Bible. It's a lot of different ways of information you can get that you could create your own recipe for your relationship. You don't have to use an old recipe. You can create your own. So that's one of the things. And yeah, you're not going to be able to change. Yeah, you can barely change your darn self. And you got total control over that. So the third one with this is communicate your hopes and dreams to each other. Why would you think that's beneficial?
You said why?
Yeah.
It just is. How are you going to know if I don't communicate it? How are we going to align our goals if you don't know how I feel about certain things? If you don't know what I see and what's driving me. And because we are one, when we do talk about certain things that we see or that we want to do and all this stuff, the majority of the time it's already, because we do operate as one.
Yeah.
It's like the Lord is giving you basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And so that's how we move. It's just about us, of course, putting down the different the process of how to get meet a goal and different things like that. But basically it's us sharing, and when we do share, again, because we're so intertwined and so connected, we're literally in the same area every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I agree. The only way a team knows how to execute the play is that they talk about it and everybody put in their
You write the play down.
everybody put in what they believe will make the team stronger, and then but everybody knows what plays are being called. So, and I said the aspect in a relationship, the only way Deidre's gonna know how to move in a plan or a vision or a dream or whatever it is, if we play something out, if she know exactly what the dream is, and vice versa. So we talk a lot. We talk a lot. Most of the time it's deep conversations. The other time it's fluff, whatever it may be. But we talk a whole lot. And it at this point in our life now, before it used to be because of the kids most of the time. I think we talked a lot because we had the girls and we were still trying to figure out who we were. So we talked a lot when it came to the kids. When it came to our relationship, not so much. I did try to talk, but it wasn't it wasn't it wasn't nothing ever to enhance what we had. It was always something to fix what I think that was broken. So we never looked at the positive stuff in our life to build off that. We always looked at what was wrong and try to fix that. And most of the time, it wasn't even something that we brought in. It was something that came from somewhere else. So, all right. So the next one is trusting each other. What you laughing for?
Oh, I just am. That's because that's a given.
Yeah.
If there's no trust
We're
in
gonna talk
place,
about
you
this
don't.
in another podcast, but I'm telling you, I've gotten so much revelation on trusting that is crazy. And what we tend to find out about couples is that they don't trust each other 100%. They don't. They trust each other at an 80 percentile, and them other 20%, yeah, we just not gonna share that with our spouse because they ain't gonna know what to do with that. So I'm not giving that to them. They can't get in this door type stuff. And that's what caused change. That what called bondage. So a lot of times on your relationship, you stuck, you can't move, there's no momentum, but you've caused it because it's certain areas that your spouse don't even know exist. Whether it's something you struggling with, whether it's something that you desire, whether it's whatever the case is, you're not letting them in for whatever reason. They don't know what they're doing. I done tried. They ain't good. She ain't good with the money. So I'm gonna open me up my own checking account to make sure we have money type thing. It's so many different things it could be. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna branch out on that. Cause like I said, we got a podcast we got an episode, we gonna talk about that in depth. So how to achieve trust in your spouse. Avoid. So I'm gonna tell y'all what my wife doing right now.
Listening to you.
You listening a little bit, but you texting your children.
Yeah. You want me to share the updates with you?
I don't. I mean, you might as well share it with us because you.
No, I'm listening. I just needed your message back. We have. Well, I mean, and I can say this, on air. We a couple of the girls are traveling today, and so they're just checking in to make sure that we know they're good, and so we have some traveling back home. We have some traveling away from home. So, but they made it to their destinations. The one that was actually today's the first day of vacay. They made it to their destination, and then the other ones who's coming back, they're half the way. They're on the second leg of their trip back home. So that's what I'm doing. I'm done now.
All right.
But I've been cooperating,
You've been cooperating.
Yes, sir.
You've been in pauses, but
The way you were just speaking just now.
Well,
so
I felt the listener
over
saying, "What is she doing?"
That's what I was doing, y'all. The girls are traveling, and we check in. They check in.
All right.
Like that.
So we gonna get moving on, and it's called trusting each other.
Yeah, and as I stated, that that's a given, because if there is no trust, if you don't have trust, you don't have a relationship, because everything is built off of that, and it takes a long time to build it up, but it can be taken away in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I always compare. Well, I shouldn't say compare. I always give examples of trust where actually like body injuries type things, because you can be 100 in your running, but it takes a second to break your leg, and now you're not 100% no more. It takes a second to break your leg, and it takes a long time for the actual healing and therapy to happen. So that's what trusting is. You build up the trust, and a lot of people give trust out front 100. I remember what it was, Saturday. I think it was Saturday. We were with your dad and your stepmom, and one of the things he says, I trust somebody 100% until they, break the trust. And I think at some point in time I used to think like that. Yeah, not no more.
Well, I think with that situation, I think he meant because, that trust in that person was built up to a high capacity or a high level. Let me say that. You know what I'm saying? For his 100%, because I think that's how it is with all of us. Because I don't automatically trust somebody when I first meet them. You know what I'm saying? It takes, just relationship. You know what I'm saying? It takes interaction between me and them. It takes, just building. But I think when you build up that trust, because when I first met you, I didn't trust you. I didn't know you.
But that's the thing. He didn't say the build up. He said, I trust somebody 100% until they tell me, show me otherwise. Right. Which means I give you 100% trust. That's what you banking on right now.
And that could be family. That could be because it was a family member.
Yeah. Maybe.
Because I think there is a difference. But I know just from knowing like this. Okay, so let's do it like this. Let's use the girls, because this is a familial trust. I trusted that the girls wouldn't lie to me. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And they were our children, so that trust there was solid. That y'all, they're not gonna lie to me. They gonna tell me the truth. Mm. I don't know why. I felt like I was just
felt like you
special
had
in that. Our relationship was solid.
Bond, yeah.
Right. They might kind of like fudge the truth with you, but I'm mama. I'm holding down. I'm taking them to classes and I'm sitting outside of the park. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And this is the perfect example of perspectives. 'Cause
absolutely.
me and you are two different people, but we was looking at the exact same thing.
With
Your
different,
perspective.
right? Yeah. I most
Because
definitely
in
had
my
blinders
eyes,
on.
I've seen. I trusted my daughters. I still do. But my whole thing is I can see details of different things. So I pay attention to everything. So I see details of different things of, if a person can answer their phone, you know, when it ain't vibrating, it's turned upside down, and you know how your light come on
The
when it
light, they had
rains,
the light
but it's
blinking.
down, and you can see just a glimmer of a little shine, and you just wake up and answer the phone. You that alert that you can do that, which means that ain't the first time you did that. But your mom and daddy calling you, and you sleeping hard now. You ain't answer the phone.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like you said, that was we same exact situation, but we had different, perspectives of it.
Yeah.
I was willing to I literally would have bet my life on that moment that
I
they were
wouldn't have
not
let you.
lying.
I wouldn't have let you.
I would have done it, sir. I would have bet my life that they was not lying.
Yeah.
And it came, the end of the story was, and I think we've shared this story with y'all, but the end of the story was they lied to us about being out later than curfew, even though they had just called us the night before to get an extension on curfew. And truth is, we would have given them another extension if they would have just called.
Just communicate.
And so, for me, that killed the trust right there. That killed the trust. I need proof for what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
All right.
it's uber important.
So on a trust in each other, how to help. I mean, we gonna give you some tips to help you achieve that. So one of them is avoid trying to control your significant other. Now, I can say this happens with a lot of couples because they try to manipulate. So if you can't get somebody to do what you want them to do, you try to trick them into doing it, which means you create stories around the actual truth to help navigate and direct them in the direction you want to go. Yeah, you can't control nobody. And for you to do that, to control somebody to get your way, that's selfish. So don't do that. Avoid trying to control your significant other. Allow them to be who they are in their skin and be comfortable. And that's how you get the authentic, strong bond in a relationship. You just let them be them, and then y'all grow together. So
Yeah.
Deirdra being me allowing Deirdra, and you can not do this. You cannot allow somebody to be themselves, and it's not intentional. You have an image of who you want to be by your side, and then you do. I know at one point in time that was my view. I had an image of what I thought was supposed to be good, and as far as what I'm gonna say, I had an image of what I thought a wife should be. So when me and Deirdra got married, I just expected her to be from what I saw my mom do. And because that's the only example I've had that I was hands-on in the front row, paying attention, taking notes. So, but Deirdra didn't have that. But I expected when that happened, it just kicked in and she would do it. It didn't happen. So I think we used to have words. I used to say certain things. Or what I used to do is come home and clean. But regardless, it was different ways that I try to trick her, manipulate her into doing what I wanted her to do. And it didn't work. Ain't none of them work. So don't do that. Ain't none of them work. My mama still ain't give me the book yet. So I don't. Number 2, if jealousy or insecurity comes up, talk about it and work through it before it becomes a problem.
What?
You got nothing to say on that?
If jealousy or insecurity.
This is to help with the bond of trust.
No, I know that. It says
Okay.
if jealousy or insecurity comes up,
Yeah.
basically deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what you just said. If it comes up, deal with it. Talk about it. Express it. So your spouse can know what's going on, how you feeling. Because the only way to fix something is to reveal it. The only way, when they come up, the only way to know that there's a problem is if you voice the fact that there's a problem. Babe, this is how I'm feeling. Because of whatever situation has happened, now it's, put me in a place where I'm feeling, a little jealous or a little insecure about our relationship.
Okay.
And help your spouse, your reaction or your posture should be to make sure that your spouse is okay. Because if your spouse is not, if I'm not okay, Johnny's not okay. If Johnny's not okay, I'm not okay. What can I do to help? What can I do um, to show you that, that you can trust me, even though I may have messed up? What can I do to help us build this bond back together? You know what I'm saying? And because I know that we're in covenant, and we've also shared this before, because I know that we're in covenant, I already knew that there would come a time when you would mess up. If that makes sense. Not that I sat around and waited for you to mess up, but I knew because we're flesh
So
that that there's
you
gonna come a
learned
time.
this or you been knew it?
Well, I learned it.
Okay.
Yeah, when it was revealed to, and we've talked about this before too, Mo. When we went, to that, it was the Kingdom Power Glory Summit in Atlanta. Dr. Randy McClain, and he was talking about covenant from from a perspective of, I think he was talking about it, of course, what the Bible says about covenant, but also what about that relationship between a spiritual father and spiritual children. And so in that essence, we're just applying it to a marriage. Once we learned that day, I think for us that kind of changed. That literally, I feel like it turned a corner in our relationships, not just our relationship, but relationships in our lives. Because it was an eye opener, and it was truth, and it allowed me to forgive quickly. You know, never never stop loving, but learning how to forgive quickly and to let go of offense easily or quickly as well. By understanding that I know your heart. Because at the end of the day, if you're in covenant with somebody, they're human. So that flesh, they made the mistake. And so how do we move on past it? So for me, that's what I take out of that.
All right. The last one is we still at how to achieve the trust. Be open and honest with each other. Which most couples are not. But they don't know they're not being honest and truthful until it's actually revealed. Some people,
Or they hold back from doing it
yeah.
because they think that they're going to hurt their spouse, or they don't want to cause no waves or ruffles in the relationship.
So what happens here is that a lot of times your perception is, if you have past traumas, childhood traumas that you have not dealt with, that can get in the way. That could be a hindrance in your relationship. So being open and honest So being open and honest from that place is not necessarily you being open and honest. It's what you believe it is, and it's built from your past. So what usually happens is you take your past and then you try to build you take the old thing and try to build the new thing, not on top of it, but try to connect it to it. And it doesn't flow well. So what happens is the old stuff flows into the new stuff. And your perspective from your past is now your perspective for the future. So your perspective, you make it fit the life you have now. So your insecurities, your all your past stuff, your self-esteem stuff, it affects your judgment. So if you see something on social media and, your husband was talking on social media, somebody was recording him, and there was a lady right behind him on the left, about 2 feet behind him talking or looking in the camera, you think he with her. And he's just in a public place speaking, and that's a part of the area, and she was just standing there. But because of your insecurities, it can fog your judgment. So it makes you not want to trust nobody. So, but being open and honest with each other, we find most couples don't do this. And I'm going to talk more about that when we get into the episode with the trust. All right. Let me see something. All right. So the next one is having things in common. How do you have stuff in common? Always try learning new things about each other. Try new things together to discover more interests. Plan dates and quality time around common interests. Your thoughts?
Well, give me your thoughts.
Really?
Give me your thoughts.
You got me over here working, reading, and
I
all
don't
kinds
have
of
you.
stuff.
I mean, I could read some of it, but you were doing so well with it.
Okay then. Well,
could
I
do
done
it.
read it, so you go on ahead and give me your thoughts.
Well, I want your thoughts first, baby.
I ain't got no thoughts right now. How about that? How about that?
You are something else. You are something else. So this is how to facilitate what?
Huh?
This is more thoughts on how to what? Or more tips on how to what?
How to achieve more things in common.
More things in common.
Yeah.
So in other words, do things together. Learn more about your spouse. Maybe, and it may even require you to do activities that you may not even want to, are not interested in. Just like you want, when you say you go shoot balls at the range.
Going to the driving range. I need you to get the statement right, because I'm going to shoot balls. Huh?
Not shoot balls, hit balls. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to
hit golf balls at the driving range. I necessarily don't want to hit them, but I'll come. And I even went with you when we was on our vacation.
Yeah, you did.
On our anniversary trip. My desire is to drive the golf cart. So I need you to.
I'm gonna just buy you a golf cart. You could just drive.
I need you to plan a day where you actually going to play some holes so I can drive the cart. Again. Excuse me. Doing stuff together. Doing activities together. Sharing, stuff with your spouse. Find out what their likes and dislikes are when it comes to activities. You can plan something for y'all together and plan something that you want to do that interests you. It may not interest me that much, but I'm a go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same, vice versa. You coming too. You making the sacrifice because you are concerned and you want to live life with me and enjoy life with me. And sometimes that does come at, sacrificing. Like even with Top Golf, I didn't participate. I think the first initial time that we went. But I did the second time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed it. Because the first time I was there for the food.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you just you do those things because you have it's a choice, y'all. I made a choice that I wanted to be with this man and live life and create a life and all these things, and so um there's something, and this has nothing to do with that you just asked me, but I thought about something last night. We had turkey burgers and we had baked beans for dinner, and you said to me, you put the turkey burgers on, um, and I told you I was gonna do the beans because I wanted to add, a couple things to them, a little flavoring and some peppers and onions to our beans, our baked beans. And so I got up and I made them. And then as they finished cooking, you came and you sat down and you said you were gonna make your food. And I said, "Baby, I'm coming." And so you made your food and you came back and sat down and you said, Did you say that was rude of me?
I said that was inconsiderate.
That was inconsiderate. You said, "Baby, that was really inconsiderate of me. I didn't even make your food. I saw you were on your phone doing some stuff or whatever." And I said, "No, you good, babe. I was, doing a couple things." I said, "But it's okay. You good. You go ahead." So in that moment, I even appreciate the gesture that or the words that you said to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you do often, think of me and say, "Babe, I'm going to make my food. You want me to make yours?" Or, I'll say to you, "Babe, you want me to, make your food?" You'll be like, "Well, no, I'll make it because I want to make it a certain way." Because you are Chef Boyardee Johnny, there are certain ways that you plate your food, certain things that you know how much, especially if we're doing salads, which we do a lot of salads, and so you may want this amount of this or this amount of this ingredient or that amount of that ingredient, and so that's normally why you make it. But just the gesture of saying, "Babe, in essence, you were like, I apologize because I could have, at least put forth the effort to make it." Um, we, I'm trying to think of the word that I want to use. We are very intentional in our relationship, and it hasn't always been that way. And so I appreciate it. Where we are with that.
Okay. So we got two more. The next one is, which I don't. This set a little leery with me from the source that we getting this from, but I'm going to say it because we're using this source.
You don't necessarily have to, but
Well, I want to use it because I want to give perspective on it. So, having your own things to do. Basically, it's saying being an individual, allowing your spouse to be an individual. All right. So, it says it's healthy and important for your partner, for your spouse to have their own individual identity. That is very important. We will 1000% agree with that. So here are some tips that they actually said that you can use to help build this. And it says, try to make separate plans with friends once a week. What do you think about that?
I mean, you have girls' night, or some a lot of couples do that.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say that as wrong. I'm gonna say that we have evolved from that.
Right.
So I do believe we did at one point in time. I know I had guys' nights. Went to the restaurant with guys when I drank beer and all that stuff. So that is something true. But now where we at now, the focus and the intention is the focus and the goals and the dreams are very intentional. I'm not saying that I don't have friends, but I have friends who are connected to me who are on that same grind, or respect the grind or supports the grind, whatever the case may be. We do a lot of stuff. for our business, for our entrepreneurship. So as we move, we got friends that support that can help that can add to it. And our circle is very small. It used to be big, and we used to take in newcomers. We just have a day where we have people, new friends just come on in, and we like, come on in. It's free friend day. We receive you. Come on, come on. Newcomers. I like you. You fun. Yeah, they ain't like that no more.
I mean, we're not against that.
No, it's not like of course not.
We're not against that, but we're just in a different place now.
Yeah.
However, if Johnny said, well, me and, a couple of the guys gonna go, because I remember you used to do this. Y'all would go see the new Marvel movie when it came out.
Yeah, that's
on the Thursday midnight.
That
midnight
was my boy
on Thursdays.
Stayed here.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so even with me, if because my daughters are, they my homegirls. If they said we're gonna do a girls' brunch or a breakfast or whatever, we'll meet up and we'll do that. So it's not that we don't do it. It's just that with our life is, very full.
It's different for us now.
Right.
It's different for us now.
Right.
So here's some of the things that it said. Did I read this? Try to make separate. So I'm gonna say this. This is not a bad.
So you won't lose yourself.
This is not bad.
Right.
To try to make separate plans with your friends once a week. That's not bad advice. But I'm gonna put a spin on that. If you're not having date night with your husband or your wife once a week, you don't need to do it with your friends.
Right. I do agree with that.
So it's a responsibility that comes with this. Right. It's a priority.
Right.
So if it's not your husband and your wife, if it's not happening like that, then you don't need to make sure, every Friday night, I go with the boys.
Right.
You don't mess with me. I come home when I'm ready. This, that, and up. Yeah, you don't need to do that. That don't need to happen. The next one is accept and support the parts of your partner's life that are not yours. Now, I think this is important for one main reason, because a lot of times, a lot of people are still trying to find out their identity of who they are, and where they fit and what they're comfortable and what their strengths are and all that good stuff. So sometimes that needs to be an individual thing. And sometimes it don't fit in the husband or the wife, quote unquote, life. Now, I don't even know if that was the right statement to say it don't fit in their life. It's not the preferred way that your spouse will want to do it. I'll put it that. But because it's not my preferred way to do it, don't mean that it can't be done the way Deirdra want to do it. So if she wants to do something a certain way, then I'm there for support and to do a couple of them if I need to. Whatever the case is, you got to pick your battles. And this is how you get to learn. This is how you become one and you get to learn more about your spouse, is by doing stuff like this. And you never know, the way in your mind you might do it and the way your spouse does it. You see how she do it. You can probably adopt a couple of her ways that are better, and then you can help improve a couple of her ways. Now it's y'all thing. That's how the relationship, marriage works. You take what each individual got, you put it on the table, and you see where it fits in. And if it fits, you change it, you tweak it, and then you make it yours. You make it, it's not mine no more. It's not hers no more. It's ours. So that's how you do it. But you gotta be bold enough to let somebody in that area. And a lot of times with this, the saying, I need a break. I need me some me time. I need me, and I'm not saying none of that stuff is wrong. All that stuff is healthy. It's healthy. I do need a minute. Give me a minute, but don't go out wilding. Don't take a minute and then go to the strip club and get drunk, and then you can't find your drawers and all. Don't do that. That ain't a minute. You just foul. Don't do that. It's when you're married. Don't do that. I said accept and support the parts of your partner's life that are not yours. All right, encourage each other to pursue separate passions and interests. So with this, I agree and I don't agree. I do agree that I want Deirdra to go after her passions and her interests.
Interests.
Interests. I said what
Interests.
I said what I said. I do want her to do that. I try to be a part of that, and if it's not a part of a me and her, our vision, if it's her vision, I make it ours, and if she needs to lead it, I allow her to lead it. I'm not going to ever stop Deirdra from dreaming and going after her goals or her milestones. I'm not going to ever stop that. But if it's not a part of ours, then I need to make it a part of ours. And then I need to see how I can support her in that. So.
Well, I mean, and I think we've had the opportunity to do that. You don't try to take it over.
Yeah.
You support.
Yeah.
We support one another.
Now I say I agree and don't agree. So the part that I don't agree with, because some people, some husband and wives can have individual passions, and because you don't share the entire passion or vision or the means of why you do what you do, then your spouse don't understand. And if they don't understand, you feel like, okay, you trying to change what I'm trying to do, and you ain't loving what I'm trying to do. You trying to change me, and you trying to do this. So now you go all venturing on your passion on your own without your spouse. That causes division. So if you have a dream and you have a passion, go after it, but include your spouse in it. And husband or wife, when they include you in it, allow them to see it through. It might not work. You might know it ain't gonna work. You might not be 100% supportive of it inside, but you still move on it. If it's not gonna harm her, harm him, tear up the family, use all the finances, harm the kids, nothing like that, allow them to do that. Everybody needs a chance to do this stuff, to find out, to get closer to who they are. So it's a lot of stuff Deirdra did that wanted to do that I did not agree with. But I supported her in it. And then she wound up saying, yeah, I ain't gonna do that again. That ain't work. I was like, okay. Same thing. She did the same thing with me. So moving on, this is the last one.
Well, you said that about 5-10 minutes ago.
Commit to build and be obedient to your husband when he talks. No, that's not what it is. Commit to build a future together.
Time's up. Huh?
Commit, what I said.
I commit to build a future together. I feel like we talked about that at the beginning of it when you were asking me the 5 things. Commit to build and grow and be intertwined and build a great legacy.
All right. So a couple of things to help you achieve this.
Yeah.
Be clear about what you want out of your relationship.
Yep.
Make honest and faithfulness a priority.
Honesty and faithfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Include your partner's opinion in any big life changes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Some goals. I hope this helped y'all. It was a little lengthy and detailed. I was a little bothered in the beginning.
Did it help you?
It helped me.
Good.
Did it help you?
It did.
I was a little bothered in the beginning because I didn't have your undivided attention.
Like I said, that happens sometimes with you as well. However, I was just responding back.
I throw a stone, you throw one back?
No. I was just responding.
That's what that was.
You know, normally I'm not on the phone or whatever, but if I got to take care of something, I, want to take care of it. I was still involved. I was still answering questions and stuff like that. So I love you.
See how they do. That's how
we're in the negative, sir.
That's how you say what you want to say on your heart and be transparent. And then you put "I love you" on it, and that take 35% of the sting out.
That seals it. And it is so. That's like and it is so, and so it is. Amen. I love you.
It's not nothing like that. But
yes, I love you.
Okay. So
just let it be what it is. Say what I
say.
Go
to www.momentswiththemobleys.com for all things, all platforms, all things Mobleys.
Amen. We got a new email, y'all. info@momentswiththemobleys.com. We'll still leave the other one up, the Moments with the Mobleys at Gmail. However, we getting a little bit more professional.
Transition.
Info@momentswiththemobleys.com. We appreciate y'all. Why do I have you know what I was getting ready to say? We appreciate y'all. Uber and Twitter, what is that? Uber driver, Twitter is the media platform. It's water. It's literally just water in there. We appreciate y'all. Patreons.
I gotta check her cup because she'll
slip
up in there
we
real quick.
We appreciate y'all. They know the MO. I will slip a little bit of spirits in there.
Wine in real quick.
We appreciate all the support, guys. We really, really do, as we work to continue giving you all great content. Not only just any content, but content that'll help with your marriage, with your relationships, with your before you get married, whatever that looks like for you. So we appreciate y'all.
That's it?
That's all I got.
You engaged now?
I've been engaged.
All right. This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr.
I'm still his wife, y'all.
And we something like ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all.
Night-night, guys.